exclusive. All right. How y'all doing? Happy Thursday, good people. Happy Thursday. Hope you're feeling good today. Come on in here, get on in here. Let me know where you're from. Tap in where you are from. I got a conversation here for you today. Yes, I do. We got things to talk about. We got some things to talk about, and we got some things to think about. All right? Yeah. We got a whole lot of things to think about and talk about today. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. All right. How y'all doing? Happy Thursday. It's Think About It Thursday on the Noontime My Time Podcast. Come on in here. Welcome in here. How you doing, all my good people, my fabulous viewers and listeners? Welcome back to another edition here of Think About It Thursday. It's me. I'm your host, MsTonya. And today we're getting into a deep conversation. We are. And this conversation has been sparked by, let me just go ahead and give credit where credit is due, Mr. Darius Jackson. And if you don't know who he is, Keke Palmer man, he said what he said. And if you don't know what he said and don't know why he said what he said, well, I'm telling you, it's all in these internet streets. And I think you guys know. I think you know. She went to an Usher concert and I think maybe he feeling a certain type of way right now. He feeling a certain type of way. As you can see, Keke is here at the Usher concert, and she's feeling her fabulous self, which she absolutely should. I don't see why she would not be feeling her fabulous self, because she is oh so fabulous. Yes, she should be feeling that way. You know what I'm saying? And then as she turns around to the back, she's feeling her fabulous self because she has on what she has on. And the brother has said what he said. Now, you might be asking, in case you missed it, well, what did the brother say? Well, let me tell you what Usher said. He didn't say nothing. He was there singing. He was doing what he does, you know? There goes my baby. Yeah, it's a concert. She out with her girls. And I mean, by the way, I wouldn't mind. Me and some of my girls, we need to go see Usher in residency. We got to get together. We need to get there before he's not there. But let's get back to what Darius wrote. And let's be very serious about this. It's a little cheeky. A lot of people are out in these internet streets. They're talking about it. It's all over the place. You guys know it. And Mr. Darius wrote a reaction to Keke's outfit. He said, it's the outfit, though. You a mom. That's what he said. He said, it's the outfit, though. You a mom. And he said what he said, and he doubled down on it as well. He did. He doubled down on his reaction. Let me see if I can find where he had a little bit more to say about that. I want to pull that up if I can. And he did that through a tweet, guys. He did that through a tweet. And he doubled down on it. He also went back to write, that, and this is his quote, "We live in a generation where a man of the family doesn't want his wife and mother to his kids to showcase booty cheeks to please others. And he gets told how much of a hater he is. He goes on to say, "This is my family and my representation. I have standards and morals to what I believe. I rest my case." So the brother said what he said. You understand me? And he feels what he feels, and he absolutely can say what he want to say and feel what he wants to feel the same way Keke can wear what she wants to wear, and she feels the way she want to feel. And, a lot of you are having comments about it because everybody is talking about it. We're going to get into that. But I think it brings a larger conversation to us here if we want to use this to talk about. And that's what I want to do. I want us to dive into like the impact of what like social norms and individual insecurities might be, the importance of like what type of communication it takes to maintain a healthy relationship, especially if we're talking about and exploring the boundaries and expectation that can come up if your partner dresses in a way that is perceived as sexy in public. What are y'all thinking about that? What are you thinking about that? I'm going to give you, because we're going to get in this conversation and you guys are going to be in the chat. I want you in the chat and we're going to talk about it. I see I got Les Eccles in here already. He said, India Ari is under attack for something similar. Yes. This is a conversation that this could be included in too, because, they were talking about some of the things that were happening at Essence Festival and, Janelle Monáe, where she exposed her breasts. So there is a lot to be said. But in this particular case, what we're talking about as it relates to Keke Palmer, the question that I'm asking is whether a man has a say in what his wife or the mother of his children, does he have a say in what she wears? Does he? I mean, because that could be subjective depending upon culture, personal and individual beliefs, values. So different societies and individuals have very different perspectives on this matter. And let's think about this. I mean, I know that we are American and we have our own thoughts. We feel our own freedom. We do what we want to do, but we have to realize that there are cultures. And there are cultures who have traditions that don't necessarily think that the same way that we do. In some cultural and traditional contexts, there may be expectations or norms regarding the roles and responsibilities of husbands and wives. And that includes clothing choices, In many cases, or in some cases, it's possible that a man might have a lot of influence or input over what his wife wears. What do y'all think about that? Because I know that we live in a modern society. I know that. And the concept of personal autonomy, an individual has choice. They do. And it's highly valued. I have mine. I know how I feel about that. But in these contexts, individuals, including women, are generally considered free to make their own decisions regarding their appearance, regarding their clothing. But there are cases and there are cultures where it is heavily influenced by what the man thinks. You guys know that to be true. So what are you thinking about it? What do you think about those cultural perspectives of clothing choices, and how modest does it have to be? I see Les Eccles here. He says, he doesn't have a say, but establish if you want a traditional or modern relationship and values. Sorry, but in some instances, it cannot be both. Absolutely. It cannot be both. These are definitely going to have to be conversations that they're going to have in a relationship, that you must have in a relationship. And we got to think about that. But I want to have that conversation where we think about For us, I know how we feel. But think about cultures like some of the Middle Eastern and South Asian cultures where uh, there may be societal expectations that women dress modestly. And they have to adhere to a specific clothing guideline. Men might play a role in enforcing those expectations. And they really do have influence over their wives' clothing choices, even in some African cultures. So we know that in some Muslim cultures, there are traditional dress for women. And this isn't their culture. This isn't Keke's culture. I don't know what conversations Keke and Darius have had, but certainly he came out with a comment all out in public, and I hear a lot of people saying, well, he shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have made that comment in public. You know, that's something that he should have discussed with her in private. And I don't disagree with you guys. I don't at all. I see Isaac Wilson says, I think we are living in a time where it's acceptable to do a lot of disrespectful and crazy things. So I'm going to split the problem here. He's not wrong for how he feels if he the man of the house. But he's wrong for taking that to social media because we've all heard what happens in the house stays in the house. He should have had that conversation at home. And he knew who Keke was before he got with her, too. Yeah. Yeah. I'm very sure that he knew who he's in a relationship with, you know. And I can kind of understand with what you're saying here. I'm not disagreeing with you when you say here that let me read through this again. He says he's not wrong for how he feels. Well, no one may not be wrong for how they feel. And how he addressed it in public, I mean, there could be a couple of ways you could look at that too. He could be saying, well, she wore that out in public like that, so he was going to make a statement out in public like that. You never know where a person's mind goes when that emotion hits them. And that's why it's very dangerous to sit down and get on social media when you're in your feelings. It can be a dangerous thing. It really can. So if a man finds himself grappling with like concerns of what his wife or girlfriend choice of dress is, particularly if it's sexy in public, that's a very sensitive topic. Very, very sensitive topic. He really put himself out there. And I don't know, guys. I don't know. Women are saying what they want to say about it. But I feel like when a man starts dictating or trying to control what a woman wears, I feel like that could raise a few red flags in a relationship, potentially. That could be some type of warning signs, but I don't necessarily want to jump there. Because I'm going to tell you something. Now, we don't know Keke. I don't know Keke. I don't know either one of them. From what I'm assuming from the energy that she gives off to me, I just want to say that she can handle herself. She very much can. I mean, she just had a baby. She's got her bounce back. She's feeling herself. She's in her good energy. She's got some good things. So she's out with her girlfriend. She's having a good time. She chose to wear what she chose to wear. She did. So maybe do you think if she was out with that outfit, I don't know if she left the house like that. I don't know what the situation was, but I also feel like that shouldn't necessarily be in question because they're not within a culture that he has that type of say. Seems like they might need to visit some personal boundary issues and talk about that maybe. Maybe they should. I don't know. What are you guys thinking? Because let me see. I've got a Got a comment here from someone who I really respect here as a writer, as a woman who she feels herself, she loves herself. And I just want to read her comment here, Josie Pickens, and she says, every powerful woman watching what is unfolding with Keke Palmer knows what's coming, and it ain't good. I wish I could get all of the time back I spent trying to dim my light to make some unworthy, make them comfortable. It never works. You can never do enough to please or accommodate someone who resents you for being you. Run, girl, you in danger. Okay? And even when I put a comment, I put a post up on my page and, just hinting around, letting you guys know that, hey, this is something that I kind of want to talk about here. What are you guys thinking about this? And I got a lot of comments coming in pretty immediately. And it got pretty, people were saying what they have to say. Let me pull it up for you guys. I want to bring this on screen. All right. So we got Tiffany Hollis here. She says, I think he's entitled to his opinion and how he feels as a mother of his child. She's not his wife, though, but I get why he felt some kind of way. He still should have shared it in private. And I think that's what a lot of people are saying. That's what more than a few people are saying. Let's see, we've got Teresa here. She says, if he was concerned, it would have been a private convo with her, not a post for the world. Maybe you could weave this into the India, well, Les brought that up as well. People are talking about India and Janelle and Megan at Essence Fest. So whatever you guys feel about that, you can go ahead and get that in the chat if you want to, and then we can talk about it. I see I got Valerie Black here who is responding to Keke, and she said, if he had a problem with what Keke was wearing, he should have addressed it with Keke, not the world. Is his standard to be her protector and coverer? If so, he failed at both. She is free to wear whatever she likes, and he has no right to mom shame her. He did that. I see Wendy responded to that. She said, I'm sick of people bringing mess to the masses instead of handling it privately. He's getting what he asked for. I hope he learns a lesson out of this. So that's what people, the comments are going on. I see I got Craig Boat right here. He says, shucks, until he marry her, all he's doing is offering up his opinion. Keke has been dressing provocative before. Now it's a problem because she had his baby. These boys out here is a trip. Want to control a woman. Real talk. Usher had him shook. He thought his baby mama was going to be gone forever. Now that could, do you all think that because she was dancing with Usher and he kind of sung with her there a bit, that really brought a problem up? What are you guys thinking about that? I also have another comment here, and it says, it would make sense coming from any man, but his reasons aren't adding up because he just posted her himself focusing on her butt in a skin-tight fit twerking, and he was silent when she was dancing pregnant with the same amount of clothes on. Yet again, his points would be valid. I think this was triggered by Usher singing to her. Could be, guys. Could be. I also got another comment here from, we got here, Lavelle. He said, women say they want a provider and protector, but act otherwise. So you see what's going on? You see what's going on here? People've got their opinions. They do. You might have yours. Jealousy and possessiveness. That's a real problem. If a man expresses discomfort or any type of jealousy over clothing that his woman is wearing, because he fears that attention that she might receive from others, that could be some type of underlying like possessiveness or some type of insecurity. Healthy relationships should be built on trust. They should be built on confidence, some type of mutual support rather than him trying to be controlling. And that control definitely shouldn't be driven by jealousy. You know, I don't know if there's some type of, I don't know what he was thinking. If there was a disregard for personal boundaries, you know, because if he's trying to control clothing choices, that is very much a violation of personal boundaries. And I think it's essential for partners to establish that respect with each other and establish each other's boundaries, including choices relating to personal appearance, because this happens to be an issue for them. So I think they're going to have to visit it. I see we've got Mary Fonda Hines in the building. She said, "Hey, MsTonya, how you doing, lady? We are talking about the issue with Keke Palmer and her baby daddy. Not her husband yet. If they choose to get married, we don't know. We'll wait and see on that one. But he seemed to have had an issue with her dress code. Let me put it up here because it's all in these internet streets here. She was at the Usher concert, as you can see here. Having fun. She was out with her girlfriends, and her outfit was sheer, and he decided to make a comment about it. He decided to say, "Hey, but you a mom, though." He said, "It's the outfit." So he had a problem with her outfit. So we're trying to figure out, do men have a say in what their wives or the mother of their children, do they have a say in what they wear? Because in some cultures, if we're going to be honest, we know that happens to be true. We see it in a Muslim culture. We see it in Middle Eastern and some South Asian cultures, even some African cultures. We see it. And that there is an expectation regarding modesty and being conservative in dressing for women. That is their cultural norm. It's not ours. I can't judge that. It's not ours. And it is important for us to recognize that there are different cultural practices and beliefs that, they vary, of course, but they really do have some say over what women wear. It exists, guys. But let me ask you, how many of you, and I don't know if you all have dealt with any issues that your dress or the expectation of how you should dress, if that was ever a problem in any relationship that you've had in the past, how you felt like that should be dealt with. It was public. And then I also see in a lot of the media and like the Page Six and all of the gossip type things, they're talking about, I guess they're waiting for Keke to make a response, and she didn't have any comments on it. And I'm going to say I agree with that. I mean, no need of her being like him. Any things that she has to say to him, I very much believe and know that she has. And for what she did come out and how she did come out and respond, she was like, she wished she had taken more pictures. She's out just having fun with the girls, having fun. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Y'all got kind of quiet in the chat here on me. What are you thinking? If he was her husband already, do you think that he would have a say so? And where does that come up? How, when and where does that come up? We obviously know that it shouldn't be online. But there has to be some type of communication. Respect for each other's individuality is definitely going to be important. I think When a man feels that his wife clothing choices don't align with his values or his expectations, then maybe if he can't find a way to express that, then he might need to reconsider the relationship maybe. I see Mary says, I believe Keke and he should have discussed this in private. Absolutely. Absolutely. Some type of, some type of sit down, calm and, you know, adult conversation where he could express how he felt. And then they could both, find a mutual agreeable solution to this thing where they can both be honored in the relationship. And they both do need to be honored in a relationship. It kind of walks a really fine line. It's like I'm tiptoeing on this thing. I'm tiptoeing on this line because I do believe that they both should be there and uh both of them should be honored here. But this was a conversation that they needed to have. I see Mary says he should not bring drama into her livelihood. I agree. I agree with you. I agree, and I agree with what Josie said. Let me see if I can find her comment again. But I agree with what she said. Like, there's so many women, powerful women who knows what this sounds like. And it's walking that you're in danger, girl. There's women who feel like, hey, you in danger because it sounds controlling. Guys, do you feel like that sounds too controlling? Are there some guys who would like to respond to that? Because I see Isaac says that he was not wrong, and we're not, he was not wrong for how he feels. And I don't think anyone is saying that he was wrong for how he feels. I haven't seen anyone say yet that he was wrong for how he felt. I mostly see people saying that he should not have made that comment in public. And I'm just kind of being the devil's advocate here and saying, well, she wore that in public. You did? You hear what I'm saying? He feels a type of way. He doubled down on it. She made no response, and I'm glad that she didn't. I don't think that I would have if I was her. I wouldn't have made a comment. I wouldn't have responded in public. It's just all of us now who are having comments, and a whole lot of people are having comments. And I was just hoping that we could have the conversation and say, well, there are cultures who do that. And do you feel like within your relationship, do you feel like that is something that you need to discuss? Should that be a topic within your relationship? Should you sit down and talk about like clothing choices? Because when a man tries to control his wife's appearance, it really does give off a power dynamic. There could be some type of broader pattern of power or control in that relationship. And that behavior could extend beyond clothes guys. It really could. And that could be a sign of something. That could be a sign of an emotional manipulation. It could be a sign of an abuse. There's so many things there's little things that you have to pay attention to because those red flags, they're not like big red flags that just come slap you in the face like you really couldn't miss it, like a big flag. Those red flags, they be tiny red flags. If in fact it is a red flag. Or could he just have been in his feelings? Could he just, a little jealousy thing? It is Usher. It is Usher. Is it just a little bit of emotion, a little bit of jealousy? Or is that a such thing? Is that little red flag as well? That little red flag that you really need to be paying attention to? I see we got some comments coming in here. All right. All right, Jan, she says, I personally would not dress like that, but expectations should be established before relationships get to this level. Agree. I can agree with that. You haven't said anything wrong. That's your personal thing. She says, I personally wouldn't dress like that. But definitely, these are things that need to be discussed because we're talking about people who she's in entertainment. She's in the public eye. So he very much knows who he's in a relationship with. I see we have Miko Pickett here. How you doing? Good afternoon, lady. She says red flag. A lot of older women and a lot of powerful women are going to be, they're going to see this as red flags, especially American women, because we express and have our freedoms. I had a troll in my comments who made some very trolling type comments as it relates to women and particularly Black women. I eventually had to delete him off of there. I'll tell you what he said because I'm going to tell you my response to him too. And it wasn't the nicest. You know what? No, I'm not. I'm not going to share that because I deleted it for a reason. Yeah, some people deserve a delete and some people deserve a block. But the impact of this, like looking at this, it makes me question his self-esteem. Because we're talking about self-esteem and we're also talking about self-expression. Because she is expressing herself. And it's okay. It is. So we gotta look at it like that too. And I don't think if he made that comment that, I mean, she's looking good. Like I said, she's looking good. She's looking great. She just had a baby. If you have any idea of what a woman is going through postpartum, every woman does not go through that well. And so when you're trying to feel yourself back and feel your bounce back, I was like, I saw her and I'm like, go ahead on, girl. And that's how everybody feels. Instead of him being comfortable and knowing like, hey, that's my woman, and having the conversation when she comes back home, because she was coming back home, brother. I'm sure she might even be there. But that's where he went with it. But we got to think about those things. Constant criticism or attempts to change how someone dresses, I don't know. That could erode her self-esteem. And I don't know that right now is a good time to do that. It really isn't. She needs to be able to have that ability to express herself and express herself authentically. I don't think anybody took that any type of way. Usher was singing to her. It wasn't disrespectful. It looked fun. It looked like she was having fun. So I say the brother was in his feelings. And healthy relationships need to encourage self-confidence. So his words, when he said, you're a mom, though, that's what the brother said. I see we got Mary here with a comment. She said, I think they need to discuss these matters together. He has feelings and they have value, but not to be discussed publicly. He has to understand who he is with. Things like this can affect both of their careers. He knows who he's with. If he is not comfortable, then he needs to talk to her and not on social media. Absolutely. That's really the bottom line. That's it. But do you all see that as a couple people already see it as red flags, but do you guys see this as red flags? And then also, I don't think that we should, there's so many ways that this can go. Let me see what, we got Malik here. How you doing? He's in the building with us. Good to have you here this afternoon, man. He said, my question for you is, where was this behavior before her baby, when she would have been having fun? As a spouse or being in a relationship, we must know what our significant others are cool with. I agree with you, man. I agree with you. And I'm thinking, like a few people that I've heard, quite a few people have made this comment. I'm just thinking that, Usher might have got him in his feelings a little bit. He was feeling a little emotion himself. Maybe. And maybe this is a red flag. Maybe. This could, somebody, I know y'all hear my phone keep going off, but somebody just keep on texting me. Let me see what they want. Since people who know me know I do a show, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Let me see. Let me pull this thing up. Oh yeah. Somebody sent me his next comment. I guess he did this on Twitter or some social platform, I'm not sure. He said, "We live in a generation where a man of the family doesn't want the wife and mother of his kids to showcase booty cheeks to please others. And he gets told how much of a hater he is. This is my family and my representation. I have standards and morals to what I believe. I rest my case." So the brother doubled down on it. I read that a little bit earlier. He doubled down on it. He did. So basically, he said what he said and he meant what he said. So I think that says a lot to everybody who might be commenting. And clearly it says something. If we can read it, I'm sure Keke's read it. Or she knows about it, right? She knows about it. But there's no reason to disregard people's personal boundaries. I don't know that we should be controlling someone's clothing choices, especially grown folk clothing choices. We're talking about adults here. All I want to say is it's important to remember that every relationship is unique. So context matters. We don't know what they've talked about. He said he's the man of the family. He said he has standards. That's what that man said. And I'm going to listen to him. She said, "I'm not responding to this online and in public." The only thing that she said is she posted a few more pictures and she said that she wished she had taken more pictures. So you can read from that what you want to read and you can feel how you want to feel because that's what we're all doing anyway. But I will say this. If a man consistently demonstrates these type of behaviors, these little red flags when it comes to clothing choices, I think it might be worth looking at. I think it might be worth looking at the overall dynamics of the relationship. Maybe they need to look into seeking some type of support, some type of guidance because, these seem like unhealthy patterns. There's women out here who know that small thing could lead to something bigger. You gotta know, you gotta see the clues. Like I said, those red flags aren't giant red flags that just slap you in the face. No, they're just like little tiny red flags. They're tiny. They're tiny. But you got to be paying attention to them. Because this man is, he's concerned about what you got on. Or is he concerned about the company that you're in? We don't know. But it could lead to something else. I don't know, guys. That's all I really got to say about it. That's all I got to say. I don't know too much about the NDRE thing because I didn't read up about it yet. But if somebody wanna fill me in, let me know what's going on. I can look it up. I can look it up while you get your comments in. I see Malik here. He says, "She did too much for a mom and a significant other." It has become common for women to try to belittle a man for feeling the way he feels. It is a red flag for him. Keke has been known to be extra. Okay. I hear you, brother. And clearly, there are men who agree with this. There may be women who agree with this. There are people who are going to agree with this. You're not wrong for your feelings. The same way he's not wrong for his feelings. But they've got to work that thing out among each other. But I hear you say she did too much for a woman and a significant other. So does that mean that's your personal view for your woman or your significant other? I might be asking too much. I might be asking too much because that is personal. Never mind, X that. But let me deal with this next part that you say here. It has become common for women to try to belittle a man for feeling the way he feels. I think it's become so common for us to have this men against women thing lately. And I want us to get out of that because I don't know where relationships are going to go because it's some type of, I don't even know what it is. I don't even know how to describe it. I just realized that almost every topic comes to that. It really does. It almost seems like no matter what we're talking about, it comes to either a man feeling belittled or men versus women, and both sides are doing it to each other. So this is not a one-way street. I'm not just here to back up my girls, although I am backing up my girls. I am. But I don't like it. I don't like the reverse. I don't like it either way. This is about having conversation. This is about having difficult conversations. People need to learn how to have difficult conversations. If something bothers you, you need to be able to say that. You need to be able to express that. I don't think a man should have to be uncomfortable with what a woman or his woman or a woman that he's in a relationship with is wearing. I don't think he should feel uncomfortable with that. I don't. Now, I also don't know what makes him feel uncomfortable with it. I feel like there are personal insecurities here. And this is just my opinion. But I just feel like when a man is concerned about, his wife's appearance, that might stem from personal insecurities. I do. He might feel a little inadequate, a little anxious about others' attention on her or advances. He might fear that her outfit or her attire, whatever she's wearing, could attract some unwanted attention and potentially undermine their relationship or the trust in their relationship because it had to have gone there. So they need to address these insecurities, but they're going to have to address these insecurities like with a conversation, an honest conversation. And it doesn't seem to me, but we don't know, that she's a person who doesn't mind having a difficult conversation. I mean, the girl can handle, this young woman, this woman can handle herself. Or at least I hope she's handling herself. She doesn't seem afraid to have a conversation. So I hope that they go ahead and work this thing out. But we can understand that her brother could have been in his feelings. Just may not have been a good idea to take those feelings to the public. That's all. Brother grappling with himself, grappling with those feelings. He just a little concerned. He said, now that's just a little too sexy. You could wear that at home. That's how he feeling. That's how he's feeling. And then we got our girls, we got our women out here who know, hey. He said, what now? Well, he trying to tell me what I can wear. So is this some type of control thing? So do I need approval before I step out the house? Do I have to get your approval? That's what it is. So we know. See, that's one of those things that just it could turn into something else. It could turn into something else. That's a dangerous little line to be walking. It can be. I see Malik here. He said, there comes a time when we all have to accept the roles we have signed up for. No one wants their mom doing things of this nature. And no matter how strong a man claims to be, he is not cool with it. We have been bullied into accepting it, to not being what? To not being validated. We be quiet to look like we are cool with it. But I hear men all the time say they hate it. No man is insecure because he wants his woman to hold herself to a standard while being in a relationship or as a mother of our kids. Y'all heard what the brother said? He said that they say they cool with it because they've been bullied into accepting it, but they don't like it. He said there comes a time when we all have to accept the roles we have signed up for. And what he's saying is right. You do have to accept the role that you've signed up for. But does that role include a dress code? Does that role include a dress code? Does she have a curfew too? I don't know. See, there's so many things that's beginning to start happening here when you have to abide by certain rules. So you got to have these conversations. You got to know if your role has a dress code. You got to know if your role has a curfew. You got to know all of the duties that come with that. Those are the things that you were going to have to talk about. But it would really be great if you had some trust, if you had that open communication. That would be great. I see we've got Teresa here with a comment. She says, I can respect the fact that there aren't many agreed upon cultural, social standards or norms. So two folks enter a relationship and their assumptions and expectations are likely to be tested. You're right. You're right. And especially in America. Especially in America. We have different, and there's so many different cultures and standards within this country. So it really, this thing is really individual. This is going to be individual and individual relationships. Every relationship is going to be different. We have to remember that. They're going to be different. And so maintaining a healthy relationship and being in a respectful relationship, that involves being able to listen, being able to compromise when necessary. You got to, like I said, you got to have that open communication. You're going to have to address all of the concerns that you have with that person when it arises. Not with us, not with people out in this internet world, in these internet streets. You can't do that. It's tough, guys. It's tough. You got to know who you're with. You got to know what you're going to agree on. And I'm going to wrap this up. I want to wrap it up because I feel like we all pretty much have come to the same conclusion. It should have been a private conversation. It should have. It just wasn't. Because sometimes, and he's not the only one who's done it, I've been guilty of expressing myself emotionally in these internet streets. Some of you may have been as well. You know, that thing, it just punched you. You know what I'm saying? All right, I see a comment here from Malik. Let me get this one up. Dress code, yes. Curfew, yes. Not by order, by common sense as a significant other and parent. Restraint and self-control. It should not be an issue of debate if you love who you are with. We know who we are with. We try to use the outside world to demean each other's feelings. As a man who is a father and a husband, I will not be caught wearing hoochie daddy shorts or gray sweatpants. Oh my goodness. Listen, and that's your personal choice. That's your personal choice. It really is. But I do respect what you're saying here. You said dress code, yes. Curfew, yes. Not by order, by common sense of a significant other and parent. I like that. I can't say that I disagree with that. I can't. Restraint and self-control. Yeah. But she seemed like she had restraint and self-control in her outfit. I didn't see her being out of control. If we're talking about this specific outfit and this specific, situation here. I see we got Ty Davis in the building. How you doing? He says, all about preference. I wasn't disturbed by anything Keke did. I hear you. Respect. Usher didn't seem disturbed. He wasn't, like, nothing about it was disrespectful. Nothing about it was disrespectful. But again, that's going to be about preference. I do, and as a mother, I have my ideals of what I would wear for myself. And that's my choice. I really would not like to think that it was guided by anyone else except my own choice and my own restraint and my own self-control. And it would be my hope and my thought that the person who is with me knows me well enough to know that I have that. Ty said he's an entertainer, and I think we're talking about Usher. Yeah, he showed the ultimate professionalism. He's also a parent. I see Malik Williams says, you can say sexy without your behind. You can be sexy without having your behind out. Absolutely. I agree with you there. You can, undoubtedly. So I absolutely am not saying you're wrong. I just want all of you to be able to express your opinion because we're having a conversation here. There are people who need to hear what men are thinking. And especially if they are choosing their words carefully and being open and honest, being transparent, like you all are being right here. I think that's important. There are people who are listening to this who are not commenting. They're here to hear the comments. There are people who will be on the thread just to read. And that's important. We all aren't going to agree. We don't. And we're not in a relationship. So it's not our say. But I like that we're having the conversation because there are young men and young women who are going to know that this is a conversation that we may need to have. We need to have this conversation because you need to know that. It would be important to know that. I see we got Ty Davis here. He said he posted a video of her twerking just a month ago. He wasn't bothered by her outfit. It was the entertainment she received that triggered him, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know exactly which video you're talking about. So I feel that he was triggered. He got in his emotion. He got in his feelings. And was he wrong for that? Hmm, I don't know that I could say yes. I mean, I can get it. Where he may have been wrong is expressing that with the world instead of expressing that with her. I see Mary says here, this is her world and the entertainment world is different. He is new to the game and something he has to get used to. He has to be able to handle this. If he cannot, this relationship may not work for him. Many stars do these type of things, but their mates keep it cool and amongst them. I can agree with you. He's a behind the scenes type of guy. So he knows the industry. He's an industry guy. Let's keep in mind that there are people who are in front of the camera and there are people who are behind the camera. So he's aware. He's aware. He knows the industry. He just happens to be with someone who is in front of the camera. I see we got Whole Space Garden here. How you doing, Jarrell? Definitely all about preference and what's established through conversation within your relationship. Comfort levels are different for different relationships. That's the beauty in it being your, in quotations, relationship. I certainly agree. I agree. I see Ty here. He says he agrees with Mary. I agree with all of you. I agree with all of you. Facts on that, Jarrell. Big facts on your comment that that's the beauty of us having our personal relationships. It's your relationship. And it's all about preference. It's all about what you establish through those conversations that you have. And it's going to be about what your comfort level is, what your security is, because, when Usher come floating around, maybe a brother would, he'd be secure in other situations, but he just saw that and it just took him somewhere. That's just what I think, guys. That's what I think. So I think we can wrap it up now. I want us to wrap it up. I think this has been interesting. I feel like there is something here that somebody, some young man, some young woman, or whatever age you are, you can take from this. You can say, hey, you know what? This is something we need to talk about, because if you guys out here, doing this little silly young kid thing and not really having real conversations and really getting to know each other. I'm not talking about like what the favorite food is, what's your favorite color, what's your astrological sign. No, that's some real dumb surface stuff. You need to know what people's values are. You need to know how people express themselves, understand where their self-esteem and self-expression is. Because if it's not in line with where you are, or you're uncomfortable with how they are living their lives, then you just need to go ahead and know that, hey, this is not for me, and it's okay. You need to know that, I see Malik here. He says, I bet he came to the internet because he knows she is controlled by the internet. Now, see, that's a whole nother conversation. Now, how you going to say she's controlled by the internet? She is not controlled by the internet. Come on now. Everybody controlled by the internet. You got that chip in your hand right now. That's why I said, I don't know why they're talking about they're going to put chips inside of our bodies. We don't need to. It's in its extension of our body. We walk around with our chip every day. Don't act like she the only one. You are too. I am too. All right. But big facts. I'm just talking here, but he said big facts. Malik Williams asked the pertinent questions. You have to. Ty Davis said, good talk, MsTonya. And then here, Malik says, I can show video proof. I don't know. I don't know about showing video proof. I mean, that's subjective as well, in my opinion. Once again, it's entertainment. It's all entertainment. The internet is media. That's entertainment too. So controlled, I don't know. I feel like she controls it. We up here talking about it. She's making some dollars off of it, I tell you that. But let's wrap it up, guys. Let's wrap it up. Y'all pay attention. Talk to your people. I hope this discussion ignited some type of curiosity or sparked some type of introspective and left you with like a fresh perspective to ponder this whole thing, read these comments, listen to this. And remember, it's crucial to communicate openly, respect each other's boundaries, celebrate the beauty of individuality within relationships. Respect that. If you don't know who you're with, learn. If you don't like who you're with, leave. But until we meet again, and we have some other things that we need to be thinking about, y'all just keep thinking critically out here. Keep embracing your power of your thoughts, right? We're going to do some breath work as we get on out of here. And I want y'all to do the breath work. Go ahead and get that in because it's for you. It's for us because we are here to be better. We want to learn. We want to learn what to do. We want to learn how to love better. Stop believing all the hype. Let's have these deeper conversations. Read deeper, or at least question deeper. There's only so much that we can talk about here within an hour. But definitely, I think that you can take this conversation off of here. Take this into your home, into your living rooms, into your kitchen, wherever you are, sitting across the table from somebody face to face. Read through these comments. Ask them. This makes the conversation easy for you. Say, hey, I was listening to this podcast or I saw this post and look at what this person said. And then when you hear their response, guess what? You learning something. You know exactly who you sitting across the table from. Whether you got a big slap red face flag in your face, that little red flag, a red flag is a red flag. You might need to run, girl or guy. You might just need to walk away. And it's okay. Now, what we're going to do right now, we're going to get into this breath work because it's what we need to do. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. Let's do some breath work. Inhale to the count of 4. Hold that a few seconds. Exhale. Hold that a few seconds. Inhale again. Hold a few seconds. Exhale. And hold that a few seconds. Inhale one more time. Hold a few seconds. And exhale. Yeah. Now, don't you feel great? I feel great. I appreciate you guys. And if nobody gave you a smile today, if nobody smiled today, you just close your eyes and give yourself a big smile and see how that feels for you. Right? Y'all be great out here. That's what we do. One love, y'all.